Hello everyone. How are you all? Are you good? This is your yoga teacher Lakshmi Rajopadhyay from Pratibha International School and Junior College. So today we are going to see few asanas. So first asana is Pawan Muktasana. Okay. Now what do you mean by Pawan Muktasana? The meaning of Pawan Muktasana is it is also called as wind relieving pose, wind removing pose, or wind liberating pose. Okay, so in Sanskrit, meaning of pavan is wind, and mukta means relieve or release, and meaning of asana is nothing but pose. So the wind relieving pose is a reclined posture that is suitable for everyone, whether they are beginners or advanced practitioners. So this pose helps to release digestive gases from the intestines and stomachs with great ease. So it is also called one-legged knee to chest pose. Okay, we'll see its precautions and contraindications. So Pawan Muktasan is prohibited for the people who had recent abdominal surgery, the people who are suffering from hernia or piles, those should avoid this asana. Again, pregnant women, women during menses should avoid the Pawan Muktasan. The people who suffer from heart problems, hyperacidity, high blood pressure, slip disc, hernia, back and neck problems, or testicle disorder, they should also refrain to perform this asana. If you have had a neck injury, but you have a doctor's approval to practice this asana, then your head must remain on the floor. And you can support your neck with a rolled yoga blanket or bath towel while doing the asana. Okay, we'll see benefits of Pawan Muktasan. So Pawan Muktasan strengthens the abdominal muscles and massages the intestine and internal organs of the digestive system. So therefore releasing trapped gases and improving digestion. See, if gases are there in our abdomen, in our intestine, then it will trouble our digestive digestion process. So when those trapped gases are released with the help of this asana, then automatically our digestion will be improved. Then Pawan Muktasan strengthens the back muscles and tones the muscles of the arms and the legs. It improves circulation of blood in hip area. It eases the tension in the lower back. It stimulates the reproductive organs and massages the pelvic muscles. Okay. It helps to stretch the back and neck. One more important benefit of Pawan Muktasan is if you are suffering from problem of constipation, or if you feel that you are not feeling fresh because of your stomach is not clear, okay, stool is not passed properly, then before going to bed and early in the morning before waking up, before getting down from your bed, you have to perform Pawan Muktasan. And before going to bed in the night, but uh, after meal, but there should be gap of 3 to 4 hours, minimum 3 hours gap should be there after meal. Before going to bed, you have to perform Pawan Muktasan. So it will be very much beneficial for your stomach and whole digestive system. Okay, now we'll see how to perform Pawan Muktasan. Now we'll see how to perform Pawan Muktasan. So for that, you have to sleep on your mat on your back. Okay, join your legs. Your palm should be on the mat. Okay, now see how to perform it. So with inhalation, your palm should be on the mat. With inhalation, join your both legs, and with inhalation, lift your both legs slowly, keeping your knees straight. Your palm should be pressed onto the mat only. Then with exhalation, bend your knees, okay, and press your thighs onto your abdomen and knees onto your chest, okay, with your clasped hands. Okay. Now again, inhale, and with exhalation, lift your head. Okay. And with exhalation, lift your head and try to touch your chin to your knee, like this. Now maintain normal breathing. Now slowly put down your head, then release your hands, legs straight, breathe slowly, and put your legs down slowly, keeping your knees straight. There is another one method to perform Pawan Muktasan. Okay, here we have performed first Vipaduttan Padasana and then we have folded our legs. In another way, we can directly fold our legs, press our thighs onto our abdomen and chest on knees on our chest. Okay, with the help of your hands. Now again, with exhalation, lift your head and try to touch your chin to your knee. Remaining process is same. Now while releasing the pose, again take your head down slowly, release your hands and slowly put your legs onto the mat. This is the another method to perform Pawan Muktasan. Okay. Only the thing is, while pressing your abdomen, you have to exhale. Understood? So this is the procedure to perform Pawan Muktasan. Now we'll see next asan, that is Halasan, that is also called as plow pose. So Halasan get its name from popular farming tool which is commonly used in Indian agriculture to prepare the soil for sowing the crops. So the meaning of hal is nothing but plow and asan means pose or posture. So that is halasan or plow pose. As the name suggests, it brings the body and the mind for deep rejuvenation like plow and is used for digging the soil. So halasan is categorized under the intermediate level and advanced level yoga poses. So intermediate level for someone who already has flexible back and control over his or her breathing, and advanced level is nothing but for someone who needs that extra practice to get to easy breathing and work on flexibility of the lower back. We'll see precautions and contraindications related to halasan are: the women should not perform halasan during pregnancy and during menses. The people who suffer from high blood pressure and who have brain diseases, they should not perform halasan. People, people suffering from an enlarged thyroid, spleen, or liver, as well as cervical spondylitis, slip disc, headache, and weak blood vessels in the eyes, they should not perform halasan. Actually, halasan is very much helpful in case of thyroid and parathyroid. But if you are suffering from an enlarged thyroid, then you should not perform it. Okay, and any problem related to your spine, that is cervical spondylitis or slip disc, okay, then you should not perform halasan. We'll see benefits of halasan. There are many more benefits of halasan. It the improves the tone and strength of back muscles as the back is folded here, as well as the leg muscles and abdominal muscles. It also removes the rigidity of back muscles. It improves the working of spinal nerves, putting the pressure on nerves in the neck region, which are predominantly sympathetic. It improves the function of the thyroid, parathyroid, and pituitary glands. All of the other endocrine glands are regulated by these main glands. And so the overall function of the endocrine system is improved, which results in the improved functioning of all the systems of the body. It gives a complete stretch to the spine, which increases its elasticity and overall functioning. It activates and helps It activates digestion and helps with constipation, improves the efficiency of all the abdominal organs such as spleen, pancreas, liver, and kidneys. Okay, the breathing movements of the diaphragm helps to massage the abdominal organs. More important benefit of Sarvangasana is it activates the thyroid gland and thymus gland, which stimulates the metabolism and immunity. Okay, so these are the benefits of Halasan. Now we'll see how to perform Halasan. Okay, so for Halasan, again you have to sleep on the mat in supine pose. Join your legs. Okay, your palms will be onto the mat. Okay, now see, in Halasan, you can use the palms. With the help of palms, you can lift your both legs slowly, keeping your knees straight. So till this pose, you have to inhale, and now lift your waist. Abdomen will be pressed. Okay, at that time you have to exhale. Here you have to try to touch your toes at the back of your head on the floor. Okay, with press your palms, and with the help of palms lift your body up and try to touch your toes on the floor. Okay, take your toes out. Okay, from shoulder to your waist your body should be straight. So this is called as Halasan. Understood? Now while releasing pose, lift your legs slowly, let them float. Okay, now slowly take it down. Let your back, waist rest on the mat. Okay, slowly come into Dvipad Uttanpadasana and then slowly put your legs down. Don't throw them. Okay, relax your shoulders, waist. So this is the procedure to perform Halasan. Understood? Have you understood the procedure of Halasan? Now next asana is Janu Shirasana. Okay, it is a Sanskrit word which is combination of three words where Janu means knee or knee joints and Shira means head, and as you know asana means pose. So combine all the words, it is pronounced as the head to knee pose. Head to knee pose is one of the best exercise for your abdomen, and it is a best exercises. Okay, so we'll see benefits of Janu Shirasana. It gives calming effect. It stretches the hamstrings, groins, shoulders, and your spine, and therefore it improves digestion process. Okay, so it also stimulates the liver and kidneys. It gives relief from anxiety, headache, symptoms of menstrual cycle, and menopause. It is very much therapeutic for high blood pressure, insomnia, and in case of sinusitis. Okay, but we'll see contraindications for Janushirasana are if the people are suffering from asthma, first they should consult doctor, or if you are suffering from diarrhea and if you have knee injury, then you should not perform Janushirasana. Okay, now we'll see how to perform Janushirasana. Now to perform Janushirasana, you have to sit on the mat, okay, with stretched legs. Stretch your right leg, then fold your left leg and tuck your left foot to the right thigh. Left foot to the right thigh. Okay, like this. Sit erect and inhale, and with exhalation, slowly bend down from your waist and try to grab your right toes. Okay, keep your right knee straight, pressed onto the mat, and try to touch your forehead to your right knee. Okay, this is called as Janushirasana. Now maintain normal breathing. While releasing this pose, inhale and slowly sit straight. Release your hands. We'll see how to perform it with another side. Stretch your folded leg. Okay. Now stretch your left leg and fold your right leg. Tuck your right foot to the left thigh. Sit erect. Now inhale and with exhalation, bend down from your waist and try to grab your left toes with your fingers. If you cannot hold your toes, try to grab your ankle. Then also you cannot, then try to touch your left knee, but don't lift it up. Okay. So as you are young, I think you can touch your knee. Okay. Press your left knee onto the floor and now with exhalation, slowly bend down and try to touch your forehead to your left knee. Maintain normal breathing. Okay. Now, while releasing the pose, inhale and sit straight. Release your hands and stretch your right leg also. Okay. So this is the procedure to perform Janushirasana. Understood? How to? Next is Shashankasana. So Shashankasana or Balasana is known as child pose, or it is also called as hare pose or rabbit pose in English. Okay, as this is a relaxation pose. The Sanskrit name Shashankasana is again derived from two words. Those are Shashank plus Asan. Okay, Asan means pose or posture, and Shashank stands for moon. So the word Shashank in itself is formed by two words. Those are Shasha and Ank. So where Shasha stands for rabbit and Ank means lap. So this position of this asana is similar to the one adopted by the rabbits, hence the name as rabbit pose. It is the calming effects of this asana relax the body, releasing all the stress and anxiety. Along with it, there are several other benefits of Shashankasana. So benefits of Shashankasana are it gives a good stretch to your upper body, including the spine and postural muscles, which releases pressure on the spinal nerves. The forward bend massages and stimulates the abdominal muscles and organs, which improves digestion. The pituitary, pineal, and thyroid and parathyroid glands and immune, the endocrine systems are stimulated. This pose tones the pelvic muscles and relaxes the leg muscles and relieves sciatica problem. Okay, the compression on the legs can reduce varicose veins. It can also help those with sexual disorders and diabetes. Shashankasana supplies the brain and sensory organs with blood, improving concentration and memory and inducing relaxation. See, the asanas who helps to supply the brain more blood. Okay, like Shashankasana or Shirshasana. Those are very much helpful to improve concentration. Okay, and memory because you are providing more blood or proper blood to your brain, which will be helpful to improve concentration and memory. Understood? Fine. Now we'll see contraindications. Avoid this asana if you have back or leg pain or if you feel dizzy. Those with knee, neck, spine or shoulder injury, those should also refrain to perform Shashankasana. Pregnant women should not perform Shashankasana. Okay, now we'll see how to perform it. Now for Shashankasana, you have to sit on the mat in Vajrasana. Okay, sit erect. Then take distance between your knees. Now inhale and raise your both arms. Now with exhalation, slowly bend down. Touch your palms, hands till elbow onto the mat and slowly bend forward and try to touch your forehead onto the mat. This is called as Shashankasana. Okay. While releasing this pose with inhalation, come up slowly, inhale and sit erect slowly. Okay, this is the procedure to perform Shashankasana. Understood? Understood the process of Shashankasana? Okay, so this is the stress relieving pose. Now we'll see Go Mukhasana. This is again Sanskrit word. So Go Mukhasana literally means a cow face pose. Go means cow and Mukha means face and Asana means pose. This is a seated yoga posture and it can be performed along with a set of different seated asanas. So Go Mukhasana helps to stretch the arms, triceps, shoulders and the chest. Okay, requiring the practitioner to sit erectly. So it also enhances one's posture. We'll see benefits of Go Mukhasana. It cures sciatica. See, Go Mukhasana cures sciatica. It helps in high blood pressure. Okay. Again, Balasana or Shashankasana is also very much helpful in case of high blood pressure. Okay. So Go Mukhasana helps to reproductive organs which are toned and massaged with the regular practice of Go Mukhasana. Go Mukhasana cures stiff shoulders. It elongates the spine. It is beneficial for those with bad postures because in this asana we have to sit erect. So it reduces stress and anxiety. Okay. So the asanas where we are stretching our, expanding our chest, that means we are making our lungs with more space. Those asanas are helpful to reduce stress and anxiety. Okay, that means we are providing more oxygen to our body. Okay, again Go Mukhasana strengthens our back muscles. It stimulates our kidneys, strengthens the muscles of ankles, hips, thighs, shoulders, triceps, and armpits and chest muscles. Okay, so these are the benefits of Go Mukhasana. We see contraindications for Go Mukhasana. If you have shoulder pain or injury, that means you are experiencing excessive shoulder pain, refrain from doing Go Mukhasana. If the pain in the shoulder is not much, do the posture under the supervision of a trained yoga teacher. And it is also advisable not to do the asana when any of the body parts which are stretched while doing posture are in heavy pain. Okay, you should not perform Go Mukhasana. If there is soft tissue injury, that means damage of muscles, ligaments, and tendons, you should not perform it. Okay, it generally arises from strain or sprain. If you have to avoid to perform Go Mukhasana in case of muscle tear or pain in thighs. If you have problem of bleeding piles or spondylitis, then you must avoid Go Mukhasana. Now we'll see how to perform Go Mukhasana. You can see the diagram of Go Mukhasana. First, you have to sit on the yoga mat with your back straight and legs extended in front of you. Put your feet together and place your palms next to your hips. Now bend your right leg and place the right foot under your left buttock. Okay? Then stack your left knee over your right knee. Now as your left knee is over your right knee, raise your left arm above your head and bend the elbow. Simultaneously bring the right arm, bend your back, behind your back and interlock both hands. Okay? You can do deep Ujjayi breath or simply deep breathing. Okay, and stay as long as you are comfortable. Now as you exhale, release your arms and uncross your legs. Okay, and repeat the asana for other leg also. See, we have to perform each and every asana in both directions. Okay, with both legs or both sides. Understood? So this is the procedure to perform Go Mukhasana. So today we have seen Pavan Muktasan, its benefits and contraindications, how to perform it, Halasan, okay, then Janu Shirasan, Shashankasan, and Gomukhasan. Okay. If you have any queries related to any asan, you can ask me anytime, and you can also send me queries related to any asana. Okay. Any queries related to any uh, yoga topic. Okay. So take care of yourself. Bye bye. Thank you.